Hello and welcome to highlights from day 3 here at Henley Royal Regatta. It was another jam-packed one with a number of elite events getting underway, and with a slight tailwind, the crews were looking for some super fast times. Early on, the crowds were treated to a couple of thrillers, starting with the junior women in the Diamond Jubilee Challenge Cup.
Wycliffe Junior Rowing Club B against Marlow Rowing Club, and we've seen Wycliffe doing well already this week in this situation on Temple Island, and again they're moving well, but Marlow Rowing Club, who know this stretch of water so well, and just have a look at what Marlow are up to here on the Buck Station. They're heading off in the wrong direction, and this could be dramatic if they don't sort that steering out. This is so tight still. 100 metres of the race remaining. Wycliffe have just nudged ahead on the Berkshire Station, and Marlow Rowing Club need to put in a response here. Have they got a response? They're putting in a big surge. It's now or never for them. I don't think they're going to have what it takes to turn this race round, and over the line go Wycliffe Junior Rowing Club in the Diamond Jubilee Challenge Cup. Terrific performance from them. St Edward's School A against Oregon Rowing Unlimited USA. And off they go, the youngsters. This is such a tough challenge, and they have made a good fist of that, particularly the visitors from America. It's still very much in the balance as they head in front of Stewards enclosure. St Edward's School A have a lot of work to do. That was a fantastic push from Oregon Rowing Unlimited USA, and it proves to be decisive. Wow. In the sunshine in front of Stewards enclosure.
That's a decisive move that they've made. The rate is going up and it's working for them. I don't think St Edward's School have got anything in the tank to respond to that.
A fantastic move with about 500 metres of the race remaining from Oregon Rowing Unlimited. Determines the outcome of that race. St Edward's School, they couldn't respond.
The morning served up a whole host of hotly fought contests, none more personal though than an all-Vesta clash in the Wargrave.
Away go these eights, and let's have a close eye on the competition here. This is a fascinating tussle. It's perhaps not much fun for the coaches and everybody involved with the club, having to pin allegiances to either boat, but for us neutrals, it's very entertaining to see how they cope racing against people they know so well, boats they know so well. This is the stage of the race where really you've got to make a shift now, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. It's difficult to say make a shift against your own crewmates, your own teammates from the same club, but you know, that's kind of what Henley's all about. It's about racing, it's about pushing yourself, and as we come through the stewards there, it looks like both crews are really lifting those rates.
Heading to the line now. Stewards getting more busy, raucous cheering from connections, and still the race is on.
Yeah, still overlapped, absolutely amazing.
So Vesta A, a length clear in front of Stewards in the Wargrave Challenge Cup. A few more strokes remaining in the sunshine now here on the Thursday of Henley Royal Regatta. Good picture for the brochure at Vesta Rowing Club, or for their website, isn't it?
Fantastic.
2 of their 8s going across over the finish line now. Well, credit to Vesta Rowing Club B, well matched.
As the weather improved, conditions continued to favour fast rowing, and there were several records broken in the morning session.
All the way from Florida, Winter Park Crew USA on the Berkshire Station, and Hinksey Sculling School to the right, and they're getting off to a fiery start. Both of these boats trying to get as much momentum into the boat as fast as possible.
Yeah, and Hinksey there as well. They're keeping their rowing together nicely. They're under pressure here, and they're not falling apart. They're really just staying on their pattern and keeping going.
It must make it more enjoyable for them on the water, having a tailwind and having that feeling of speed in the boat. It just must make the whole event more enjoyable.
It certainly does. Certainly does. It's much more fun. And so we'll get to see. I wonder whether they get to break the full course record as well, because they're not really hanging around. They're still pushing to the end.
Yeah, so the Prince Philip Challenge Trophy. Winter Park Crew USA are definitely going through here.
And they went through in style, breaking the Prince Philip Challenge Trophy course record by 8 seconds.
We started out with a really good start from our team, which was one of the best starts we've had all year, I'd say. And we got on them early. The girls kept focused within the boat, and we just wiped them through the first, like, 600, 700 meters or so. We just started coming last year, but it's been our coach's dream, basically his entire coaching career. So to be able to do something like this is just, it's so amazing, such an amazing opportunity for us.
This is the Island Challenge Cup. Oxford Brookes University to the left of your picture, and to the right, Edinburgh University. You've got the advantage of Cox's in this one, so you'd think there'd be fine off Temple Island. James Dearden for Edinburgh, Cameron Moffat, Oxford Brookes, you can see there.
This Edinburgh crew's certainly not letting up now, kind of getting into the stewards' enclosures. They're still lifting the rate. I think they're going to go for a sprint regardless.
Oxford Brookes University in the lead. Hopefully not getting ahead of themselves.
No, and actually that's probably the last thing you want to be thinking about in the race. You've got to cross the line first, and that's not a given until you get to the finish line either.
No, all sorts of things can happen, as we've seen already over the last couple of days here at Henley. Swans, booms, steering issues.
Exactly, and that's one of the
technical hitches in the boat.
Yes, exactly. Henley Royal's just one of those special events. You know, 1v1 racing, super close within the booms. It's not like international racing, which is all clean and clinical and very carefully controlled. Yeah.
Glance over the shoulder, and they know that their work is done for today at least. In the later rounds of the Island Challenge Cup, Oxford Brookes University, good work from them.
Oxford Brookes flying off the start and breaking the records at the barrier and at Forley in the Island Challenge Cup.
And up at the start for the Prince Philip Challenge Trophy, St Catherine's School Australia up against the Tideway Sculls School.
And Sarah, with kind of crews that do come over from Australia, do you interact with them in any way or give them any advice? Or because they're all, it's their first time at the regatta, the experience of it, you know, what the magnitude of it, and what to be careful of, what to embrace and enjoy. Is there any kind of insight you give them?
Some of them seek my advice, some don't. But I think the schools have gotten really good at sharing that information and training with one another and helping each other along the way. It's incredibly impressive, and I'm always just amazed by the maturity and the calmness of many of these junior boats when they come here and they race with such composure all the way down the track. And I think this is a great performance from both of these crews. We're just getting shot on the back of the Tideway Sculls School, but this race has been all about St Catherine's School smashing records all the way down the track.
And whether you're in the leading boat or you're the boat behind, to row in these conditions, in these fast conditions, this is valuable race experience. Both crews are going to be so excited to have gone down these record-setting waters.
As St Catherine's
Just keep an eye on that time.
come across the line here.
Wow, so I'm getting goosebumps just watching this. We talked before about being able to surf the conditions, and I think it takes a level of technical ability and a steadiness for the cocks to know the right calls to make in these waters.
So St Catherine's School Australia breaking Winter Park's blistering early morning record at the barrier and tying their record time at Forley. Thursday was the first day that the women competed in the single sculls, with athletes coming from all over the globe to race in the Princess Royal Challenge Cup.
And away they go.
Yeah, these are two very high caliber athletes. Hodgkin Byrne was in the quad in Tokyo, and Greskoviak from Australia just missed out on their quad for Tokyo. So they're both very high caliber athletes racing in this event. Really good close race, both athletes sculling very cleanly here. And Greskoviak obviously pushed really hard to get a high speed at the beginning and transitioned. Matilda came back, but still half a length.
Phenomenal
maybe
race.
A bit less. Yeah, great race. now they're a bit of a look from Matilda, just trying to see what to do next.
And a push.
And a push, yeah.
Yeah, that is the push that follows. That's a great shot, isn't it? It really gives us an indication of the change of gear from Matilda Hodgkins.
So she has put a big effort in there to make a big difference. And now this is the big test psychologically now. Can the Australian sculler Cara, can she absorb that and keep doing her thing, or is it going to start to affect the way she's sculling and then it's like a downward spiral? They're starting to bring the rate up now, aren't they? God, and Cara's really going for it here, so let's see, this could be a bit of an upset. Cara seems to be coming through here down the enclosures.
Grzowiak is really putting a big bid in here, and I think that's done enough. The Australians come through and will be not too far away. Has Hodgkins Byrne got any sort of response as they head in front of stewards now? 10 strokes remaining in the Princess Royal Challenge Cup, and the Australian Cara Grzowiak is nearly there.
That was some toughness there. Amazing last minute and a half or so.
The lead exchanged hands 3 or 4 times in the 2,112 metres, particularly in the second half of the race.
It was high quality, you know, came off the start, I just got ahead to the barrier, she rode back through me, and that sprint to the line was, you know, yeah, put it all on the line for that one. I went early for the finish and just went, you know, I might as well sprint now and just see if I can do it, and managed to do it. So yeah, my coaches keep telling me I should believe more in myself, and occasionally it seems I probably should.
Thursday at Henley Royal Regatta was another full-on day. 82 races took place, with the crews coming down this famous stretch of the River Thames every 5 minutes. Not just the rowers though out there on the water, but also the umpires in these beautiful boats. And to tell us more, here's Sir Matthew Pinsent.
Umpires are some of the most visible officials that you will see during the regatta. We take the role pretty seriously because fundamentally we're in charge of safety and fairness for the competitors, and those two things are very important. First of all, it's a really long day. Umpires are on duty from first race until last race in the day, so that can be 8:30 in the morning till sometimes 7:30 at night. And as the umpire, you are in control of the rules and the direction that that race is going to take. So you start the cruise with a rehearsal with the flags, and when you drop the red flag, that means the race can begin. And then during the race, you're trying to keep it fair and equal for both crews, so you're not allowing one crew to cross over in front of the other. You're making sure there's not going to be a clash in the middle of the course, and you've also got an eye on the safety of the competitors as well. There's a little nuance there with the fact that you don't want to help a crew, so there's a sort of delicate balance. If they're going to hit the booms or they're going to hit the woodwork on the side of the course, of course you don't want them to hurt each other, but what you don't want to happen is you warn them and they avoid hitting the booms, and then they somehow go on to win. You would then be accused of favouriting one crew over the other, and that's not great either. There'll be a handful of occasions during the regatta where a crew puts up their hand afterwards and says, we don't agree with what happened, we think that was unfair. So you can have a discussion with the crews afterwards about what you've just done and how you've conducted the race. But once you raise the white flag at the end of the race and signal that's all in order, then that's the end of it, the winner goes on.
Thursday morning kept on offering great matchups. Here are two from the junior men's quads, the Forley Challenge Cup.
Both crews off very cleanly there. Really high rate of striking, really clean blade work. The Buckinghamshire station actually handling that transition off the island quite well, not getting blown off the boys too much. Sydney moving a little bit towards the boys, but managing to control that well.
And there's a bit of action from the umpire. Junior men's quads, it's such a technically difficult one to get right, and the Australians are finding exactly that. They're being urged back to their side of the water. It's another powerful Australian boat. We've seen a few of them already this morning.
Yeah, the barman there in the Claire's core boat, William Liddy, I just had a look over his left shoulder. I guess he'll be calling now, it's time to go, time to catch them, time to do something special.
Well, we're going to have to pull it out the bag now, because they're in front of stewards already, and Sydney Rowing Club in the Forley Challenge Cup inching closer. And it's a good challenge though. Claire's Court School have kept battling along well there. In fact, they've closed it up a bit in the last couple of 100 metres, but
they've got overlap and see what they can do now. 5-6 strokes to go. Really are trying to attack it there. Looks like Sydney might have had enough.
Sydney Rowing Club can't afford to cruise to the finish line. They get there safely, but it's only a length at the end of all of that. So a good win for Sydney and a good performance from Claire's Court, who kept fighting along.
And we're moments away from a start in the Fawley Challenge Cup. Leander Club B up against Hinksey Sculling School A. Little steering correction needed here from Hinksey Sculling School A, just moving over towards the centre of the course.
That's the last thing you want off the block. You're trying to get that speed up, and you've had to, like, you know, tarnish it with using the rudder, you know, slowing the hole down. Let's see if Leander can take advantage of that. They've kept a straighter line. But you can see the umpire, John Hedger, there, just flag up, just warning Hinksey to get back to their side or the station. It'll be interesting if John's going to ask Hinksey to get to their station, which is the last thing they want to put on the rudder. They're moving well, they're moving efficiently. And this is when they come into the enclosures, you know, what is Leander going to take from the crowd?
In these quads, we don't have any toe steering, so that means all the steering is being done by the athlete. So they need to apply more pressure on one blade, usually through the foot, in order to make those small adjustments.
Fantastic race here from Hinksey Sculling School A, who've really taken this race on in the second half. They've got momentum. Leander desperately fighting back as they're driving down to the line. And it is Hinksey Sculling School A.
Great race there. You know, Leander took the initiative off the start. Hinksey kind of may have got their nerves out in that one. It was their first race over the course of the regatta, so maybe they're a bit nervous, but they got into their rhythm. I think they just need to look at their steering a little bit.
It's been 4 years since an international boat reached the final of the Thames Challenge Cup. One crew, though, looking to buck that trend is Germany's Münchener, who squared up against Cambridge 99.
Go. Yeah, clean off. It's all about how quickly you can clear your puddles and have to go out of the blocks. Yeah, both crews here nice and clean as they're going down the really narrow part past the island. There, Cambridge 99, really aggressive. I mean, men's eights tend to look like this, but they're really, as a club crew, really going for this. We'll see what sort of margin they're getting for doing this effort.
Both crews still locked together here. The Thames is such a fantastic event, as they all are, of course. I feel like every great race I see, I think, oh, this is such a great event, and then I think that pretty much all of them that I watch. So, but the Thames has been so hotly contested in these early rounds the last couple of days. I can't believe the quality of the eights and how tight some of the racing has been. So these crews are coming down past the enclosure now. Münchener Rowing Club from Germany still in the lead over Cambridge 99 Rowing Club.
Cambridge put a last-ditch effort in there to really attack the crew, but München are totally in control.
Confirmation of that result in the Thames Challenge Cup. Münchener Rowing Club from Germany defeating Cambridge 99 Rowing Club.
With everyone enjoying themselves into the afternoon, it was time for two of the most established clubs at the regatta to face off in a Walgrave epic. Here are Thames B up against Upper Thames A.
They get underway here in the Walgrave Challenge Cup. Thames Rowing Club B on the left, Upper Thames A on the right, and Upper Thames, well, I'm sure they'll be able to hear the cheers from Remington Club all the way from here.
So Upper Thames get a real boost, don't they, at that part of the course. But look at this shot now of Thames. Very focused, very quick to get onto the stroke, apply the power. They're attacking this. There's a lot of aggression in this crew. They want to try and get out and clear and see if they can get an advantage early. I think they've got it well in control there. They've always had more power than Upper Thames down the course, but I have to say Upper Thames have been like terriers all the way to hang on and not allow Thames to get, you know, multiple lengths at all. They've been really really tenacious through the middle.
Yeah, they are just pestering Thames Rowing Club the whole way down this course, and they force Thames to have to do something in these final few strokes, which they won't want to do. They'll want to save energy, and that's exactly what they'll have gone out to do, press them the whole way, Kath.
Yeah, great job, Upper Thames. They've taken it to them, narrowed it to a length or so, but definitely the winter training program that they cover a lot of mileage in those Thames squads, and that is paying off for them.
Well, you can just see there, Thames Rowing Club B, this is their second crew in the event. The B crew will win out over Upper Thames Rowing Club by less than a length. That was a great build back from Upper Thames Rowing Club A. You saw the gap of clear water that they had at halfway, and they clawed that back slowly. A great race there from Upper Thames.
And here are a few more fantastic races from late in the afternoon.
Start line here for the Island Challenge Cup, University Women's 8, University of Pennsylvania B USA on top of your screen, Oxford Brookes University B on the bottom of your screen, the yellow bow, and off they go. 2 B crews. B signifies the second, they're not the top boats of their programs. This should be a fairly even pitted race, but Oxford Brookes seem to have got the early lead. This is what we want to see. We want to see these crews battling it out. This is gladiatorial. We want to see them pushing towards that finish line. Can Penn put them under enough pressure to really make them break in these final stages?
Penn have managed to close it down to about half a length or so. This is going to need a big last 10 strokes from the Americans, from the University of Pennsylvania. The question is, have Brookes done enough in the early stages of this race? This is so close in the final stages.
What have you got, Oxford Brookes? What's that training done for you? Where are you? And there we go. We see them cross the finish line, keeping their balance ahead. What a cracking race there as Oxford Brookes University B take the win, the Island Challenge Cup over University Pennsylvania B.
We've got a heat of the Princess Royal Challenge Cup. On that far side, it's Marie Zeidler from Germany, and her opponent is Georgina Robertson Ranger. Good first stroke from both scullers. There we see Marie Zeidler versus Georgie Robertson Ranger. We are going to be served up with a fantastic finish here, Tom.
Absolutely, yeah. She's having a look. She knows every single stroke. It's in a battle of attrition here. She knows she's moving. She knows she's making the impact. Has Georgie Robinson Ranger expended all her beams too early?
The grimace on her face there. You can see what she's trying to do to hold off the challenge from the German. And here comes Marie Zeidler. I'm not sure if she's ahead at the moment, but she's closed the gap. And the two scullers to me look pretty level. Maybe Zeidler is just in front.
Well, look at this. I mean, the two scullers, from the moment they hit those enclosures, it was immediately the rates went up. I think they were galvanised by the noise greeting them from the bank. And as they come towards the steward's enclosure, in complete deadlock here, nothing to choose between them.
I'd just say Robinson Ranger on the left has just made a little move there, and she's gone away from Zeidler. Robinson Ranger has just closed off the move from the German. Marie Zeidler, as we're coming up to the finish past the progress board, it is Robinson Ranger on the left of your picture, the University of London sculler. What has the German got left? It's the last 10 strokes. Marie Zeidler is coming again, but Robinson Ranger holding her off. We come up past the steward's enclosure, and it's Robinson Ranger just coming up to the finish. Those long strokes. Amazing there for the University of London sculler. Fantastic race, and Marie Zeidler out of the regatta on the first race, but what a tremendous contest they served up for us.
So she went at the mile, kind of pulled me back to very close, and I looked over and I was like, well, I've got to go now. I hit the enclosures and just went, and then kind of kept stepping through. It was good fun. Fun. Type 2 fun.
So day 3 at Henley Royal Regatta was a day for records to fall, with some astonishing racing out on the Thames. More than half of this year's races have now been rowed, but we still got a bumper day of action to come on Friday. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.